That is wonderful news to hear. We've been waiting and anxious. We don't like seeing unvaccinated children here sick in the hospital.
Former FDA Commissioner Dr. Scott Gottlieb says we can expect an approved COVID vaccine for children ages 5 to 11 by Halloween. Currently, only kids 12 and older can get the shot.
I have a lot of parents interested in that age group, vaccinating that age group.
Pediatrician Dr. Patricia Oliver is optimistic the vaccine for younger kids will be a huge benefit.
I think it will play a vital role in containing things and making parents feel more reassured. So I think it will add to maybe a safer winter.
I think we'll see the same thing with children, that parents might be having some hesitancy about getting their kids vaccinated, or you think it might be a little different?
I am concerned that there's not going to be the uptake that we need to help, in these outbreaks in schools.
Some area hospitals are now seeing children account for 20% of their COVID patients.
If we can reduce that rate of those kids being positive, then we're going to reduce the spread of disease, across our community.
That's a sentiment medical experts share.
And I'm hoping that we get enough people willing to vaccinate their kids that will have some change in the epidemiology.
Let's start with some good news when it comes to COVID. It looks like, according to health officials, our numbers are beginning to trend down, which means we could be nearing the end of this surge that's been lasting for several weeks. Now let's break down some numbers. Our 7-day moving average is at 934, and that number does continue to go down. So far, there have been 4,035 people in Bexar County who have died from COVID-19. The vast majority of those were unvaccinated and had pre-existing conditions. A little bit more than 70% of the eligible population in the county are fully vaccinated. Health officials tell us that's still a long way from herd immunity, which is why there's a new incentive program. People who get their shots at Metro Health clinics can now qualify to get a $100 gift card to HEB once they are fully vaccinated. The gift cards are being paid for through federal dollars with the CARES Act.
The value of being vaccinated, the importance of getting vaccinated. We know that this is really a pandemic amongst those who are not vaccinated. So that's what we can share with you now. But just know that the take-home message, which is why we're really excited about this incentive program, is to make it easier for folks to make that decision in order to be vaccinated.
This school needs to be held accountable.
Lisa Fox and Carlos Reyes say they're living a nightmare. The couple's son, Achilles Reyes, is a 7th grader at Alamo Heights Junior School. On Friday, coming back from recess, Achilles says a classmate approached him asking why he quit the football team.
I told him I didn't quit the football team, I just went on to a new team.
Achilles says he tried to walk away when another boy told Achilles to punch him. When he tried to walk away again, about a dozen boys, some from the school's football team, allegedly surrounded him.
Slapped me on the butt, and then multiple boys just came and came and came and came. So I told them to stop, but they wouldn't stop. So I threw a punch and kept on throwing punches until they would leave me alone.
A group of boys attacked him physically and sexually abused him, in my view.
Lisa and Carlos say their son was singled out because of the football jersey you see him wearing in this interview. It's for a club football league here in town.
It's absolutely unacceptable how long it took for somebody to go out there and help my son.
Now they're asking for the school to do something.
We're not just going to stand by and let another person get victimized or bullied. Zero tolerance is zero tolerance.
In a statement, Alamo Heights ISD says in part, quote, "We are aware of the situation. Allegations about violations of the student code of conduct are taken seriously. They are dealt with accordingly by campus administration, working directly with students and parents involved."
I will come back, I will come tomorrow and wear my jersey again and show that I care.
Governor Greg Abbott says the social media giants are limiting free speech by targeting conservative users, removing or restricting their content.
You were right there, weren't you?
Joe Pags is a conservative talk show host who broadcasts a nationally syndicated radio show from Texas. He says the social media companies prevent many of his followers from seeing his content and frequently remove it.
YouTube has decided recently, we don't like what they had to say. We're going to call it medical misinformation. We're going to call it disinformation. They're going to call it something. And we've taken down your content.
Last week, Governor Greg Abbott signed a law preventing social media platforms with more than 50 million monthly users from restricting content based on a person's viewpoint.
It allows Texans who are wrongfully deplatformed or restricted to be able to file a lawsuit to get back onto that social media site.
The new law requires social media companies to disclose their content management and moderation policies, implement a complaint and appeals process for content they remove, and to remove illegal content within 48 hours. The law is the latest effort by conservative leaders to regulate social media company practices. A similar Florida law was recently blocked by a judge.
It's unconstitutional on a number.
Tom Leatherbury, an attorney who has represented social media companies, says he thinks the Texas law will be found unconstitutional.
It blocks their editorial rights to edit the content on their platform, and it limits their ability to filter, block, and remove potentially harmful content that violate their terms of service.
The Texas law also prohibits email service providers from blocking email messages based on their content.